Welcome to The Daily. It's Friday, February 25th with Simon Borg. I'm Jason Seguini. We're down here in Orlando where last night we saw the first games of the Walt Disney World Pro Soccer Classic. And in the first matchup, it was FC Dallas taking on the local team, Orlando City SC.
And although Orlando plays in USL Pro, they really were tough opposition for FC Dallas. And the MLS club finally got the goal they needed 30 minutes into the game. A well-worked corner kick between Ferreira, Shea, and Milton Rodriguez finished it. But the most interesting thing to me from this game is Breck Shea getting time at center back in the second half. I think he performed really well, looked very comfortable out there. I think someone needs to convince him he could really excel in that position.
Well, it's interesting because FC Dallas, both their center backs still coming back from injury, Ugo Ihemelu and George John, so they have been experimenting with a lot of other players back there. In the second game, it was the other Texas team from MLS, Houston Dynamo, who've been dominating games this preseason, really just winning games. You know, they haven't lost yet, taking on Toronto FC, which is a little bit of a work in progress. Yeah,
and you look at that game, it's foot on the pedal for Houston. I mean, they were going, they know what they're doing on the field, and the players were going at full speed, and they got the 3 goals. They looked impressive. You come away feeling good about Houston. Toronto still very much a work in progress. There are moments where you see what Aaron Winter is trying to do with this team, but it's going to be really step by step as the preseason goes along for Toronto.
Well, that sets up, of course, an interesting final on Saturday night between the two Texas teams, Houston and FC Dallas.
Jason, I think the neutrals wanted to see FC Dallas Houston in the final. And it's two teams that have faced each other already in the preseason. It was 4-0 in Whataburger Field in Texas. It was a game marred in controversy with the spinning incident involving Jair Benitez and Jeff Cameron. So it's going to be a one to watch. Now Dallas, I think, has caught up with where Houston was in that game fitness-wise.
All right, well, there's another game tonight that might be of interest to you, and that's the United States U17 national team in the semifinals.
Semifinals of the Under-17 CONCACAF Championship, and they go up against the host team, Jamaica. The stadium is going to be rocking, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN3.com. It's going to be one to watch, and obviously USA already qualified to the FIFA U17 World Cup, but let's see if they can come away with the championship.
All right, there's actually an MLS game out on the West Coast today. DC United taking on Chivas USA. Yesterday, Charlie Davies on Extra Time Radio.
Yeah, Charlie Davies with a great interview with the guys back in New York on Extra Time Radio, talked about how it was a conversation with Bob Bradley, the U.S. national team coach, that really convinced him to go to MLS, take the opportunity to trial with DC, which was a risky proposition for him, but a very revealing interview, I thought, with Davies.
Well, you can download Extra Time Radio on iTunes or Buzzsprout. Plenty of soccer for you to watch this weekend, including the Red Bulls against the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. They'll be streaming that on their website. And, of course, the final and the third place game of the Walt Disney World Pro Soccer Classic from down here in Orlando. Again, FC Dallas taking on Houston in the final. That's all we have for The Daily today. We'll be back on Monday.